This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We love Fringe World. It's happening right now and visiting from the eastern states, everybody.
Yep, and also actually has a fringe.
She does.
Yes,
She does too.
I cut it on purpose this morning, actually.
This is Ron Lewis. Her show obviously is at Oasis Comedy Club, which is at the Brisbane Hotel.
The last couple of days we've had a few comedians getting around, and we kind of asked this question a lot. A lot of them have come in here and have been lawyers or mathematicians and physicists and all this kind of stuff. What's your background?
I was a teacher,
Were
so
you?
less nerdy.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
a
What
teacher.
year?
I taught high school, so mostly just year 11 and year 12.
Yeah,
taught
okay.
English. So it was like, it doesn't matter how bad a gig is. I've had worse audiences.
Yes, for
you
sure.
know, it's
For
fine.
sure.
It's actually,
How long ago was that though? Because you look very young.
That's so nice of you to say that.
Like basically, I'm talking to a fetus with lipstick
And a denim jumpsuit.
and a fringe.
and this heat must be doing wonders for me then.
Because
On
you look so
stage.
young
Dewy
now. So
complexion.
how many years ago was that?
That was, I was a teacher for 10 years. I'm 37.
I know, but like you would have looked way younger back 10 years ago, of course.
Well,
so
I
did you?
hope so,
did,
yeah.
did people? You
Did
would
the
have
students crack onto us? Is that what you're thinking?
Is that what you're
How
trying to
many
say?
Were you the
fair
hot
city?
teacher?
No, I wasn't.
Did-
No,
were
kids
were
aren't
you
interested
ordered
in
out of the
young ladies.
profession is what we want to know.
No, yes, that's where we're going. No, I wasn't. Teenagers are pretty interested in themselves and touching each other. So when a grown up walks into the room, they kind of recoil, which is what I did as well. So that was fine.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
It must be so hard being a teacher nowadays. I know that we went through trends
'Cause of
and
how you
stuff
can't
when we
hit
were
them
at
and
school.
stuff.
No, but I know when we went through trends, you know what I mean? But nowadays, it seems to be every 5 seconds there's a new trend that comes out telling us that we're old.
Yeah.
Like we're not wearing our socks pulled up.
Or parting
Yeah.
our hair right.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Or you're not
Skinny
showing
jeans
enough,
around.
or you're showing skin in between your leggings and your
Yeah.
And your shoes and your sock, yeah.
No, I wasn't. I got out of teaching because to get into comedy, but I was really relieved to get out of teaching because, as you guys would probably imagine, it's really hard. One year, in my first year of teaching, a boy, he was in year 8, Shane Whitley, his real name, he brought in real bullets to the class, real bullets, Sean, and he put them around his desk, and he hated me so much. I'll describe him for you. He had like a mullet in between the times that they were cool.
Okay, yeah, right.
And he had really thin lips, and he never blinked.
Part duck. And he never blinked.
Never blinked.
That's
and he
right, the real alarm.
absolutely terrible. And he hated me. I don't know what it was about me, but he hated me instantly.
Yeah.
And so he just decided to make my whole first year like a living nightmare. And this one day when I walked in, he'd put bullets around his desk.
So this is a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
live ammunition is surrounding him like a
dead.
fence.
Yes, and I walked I walked in, and I don't know how he got in there. The door was locked. It was terrifying.
He shot his way in.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, probably. And he got in, and I looked at him, and he said, "Hey, Miss Lewis, if I had a gun, you'd be dead."
So why did you leave teaching? Oh my God!
Do we know where Shane is now?
Look, I hope he's dead. But I
Shane's
don't
on the
know.
roof at the Regal over here. You can see him right now. Say hello.
This is a
don't know.
Michelle Pfeiffer movie, isn't it?
It's terrifying. No, but there's no good ending. I just left. He won. It was really fun. When I complained about it, the teachers were like, "Oh, boys will be boys."
Took no action against him for that. For threatening to kill you.
Yeah, no, it was fine. And he used to film me on his phone, and he used to, and then he would this was in 2012, a long time ago, and then he would show me the footage, and it would have it'd put a bomb that was making me explode.
Are you
The effort this kid went to, he couldn't read or write, but he could do that.
Do you not feel like you should keep tabs on where this kid is at all times?
No, I feel like he hated all women. He'd do that to you as well, Nat.
Oh, no,
don't
that's
worry.
not.
Isn't
Thank you.
that-
I wouldn't want to feel left out.
So, Ron, the video, you actually thought the video was well made.
I thought it was great. I thought, well
you
done.
get upset about it, or you go, gee, that
So
was
he
really
has
well
some skills.
I exploded beautifully there. Well done.
That's bloody good.
That is blowing me away. And then they're all like, "Oh, boys, they'll be boys."
Yeah. I
But
mean,
that was
Moving
the
into
attitude.
comedy would have been seamless then.
well,
Because
that's right, exactly. So when people go, "I don't know how to do stand-up," I'm like, "Well, have you ever taught year 8 boys?"
Yeah.
It's fine. It's great, actually. And the Perth audiences are beautiful. I've
you.
come back to Perth. a few times just to do sets, not my whole show. It's the first
Yes.
time I brought a solo here. But usually when I gig here, the audiences are so enthusiastic.
We're nice.
Oh, so into
Thirsty,
it.
Just
some
so
would say.
happy
We're
that
just-
someone comes
drunkest
to visit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're just happy someone's giving us some time.
It's beautiful. Yeah, there's some.
Because Taylor Swift won't come here, but you will.
You and Coldplay. We thank you.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We are discussing how wonderful pregnancy is as you're growing new life, the ravages it takes on your body. This is for Ellie, of
Yep.
course.
We just earlier learnt from Paul about rolling over in bed and breaking your
Yeah.
pelvis. Ali, that's her favourite so far.
Yes.
Let's see what
Can't be
Christine's got to put into the mix. Hi, Christine.
Hello, how you going?
Fantastic.
Christine.
Ali's here and she's ready to eat up what you got to
She's
say.
taking notes.
All right. I had something a bit random that not everybody gets. It's called PUPS, P-U-P-S.
Yeah?
And basically my whole body was covered in what felt like mosquito bites.
So a rash all over your body.
Yeah, but it was like mosquito bite. It was actually like, it looked like mosquito bites.
Yes.
And it itched so much that I was causing bruises from
Oh, my
scratching so
God.
hard.
Oh.
And normally it lasts for one trimester. I was lucky enough to get it for the second and the third.
Oh,
So I didn't get
congratulations.
morning sickness, but I had that instead.
So whenabouts in the journey did the pups raise its head?
So it was probably within the second trimester. So it was
Where are
after
you?
21 weeks.
Second trimester, so you're
Sorry.
about to.
Well,
so
you're coming into that
Ali's
area.
in the prime time for pups.
I've
So-
never heard of pups in
This
my life.
is
Well, you will when you
this
get
is
it.
what it stands for, everybody. It's super sexy. Pruritic
me neither.
urticarial papules and plaques of pregnancy.
Oh, ew. You're going to get papules.
That's a terrible name.
Urticarial papules, if you don't mind.
One
Christine.
mosquito bites bad enough
I
for
know,
most
let
people.
alone your body
Christine.
being covered in it.
Christine, that was
You're a
really
trooper.
great.
Thank you, Christine. That's
You're
brilliant.
amazing.
Nicole's in Wanneroo. Hi, Nicole.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, Nick.
Hi, Nicole. Have
Well,
you
we're
got-
having fun.
Yeah, Ellie, not so much. She's rocking in the corner. All right, tell us what can happen when you're pregnant.
Mine was not as hectic as that one, but no one told me about the uncontrollable farting that happened.
Oh, Ellie, even more, Ellie.
I walked into my boss's office and just farted. No reason, no control, and I just stared at him and he stared at me, and it was really awkward, and it didn't stop for the next 5 months. So
Oh,
Nicole, when
Nicole.
you farted and you're both looking at each other, did you just walk out? That would have been the best. Just like walk in, blow a head off
there
and
was
walk out.
sometimes when you just you had to own it, and other times I was just like, yeah, this is it. This is what's happening
Yeah.
to me. So.
What were the other times apart from walking into your boss's office?
Oh, that was the most memorable one because I was like, yeah, we're very
Yes.
chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
My partner would probably say it hasn't gone away. So,
Yeah.
Ali, how are you
stuck
going?
around.
I think it's funny because I'm currently sharing an office with my boss right now. So
She's dropping her
Dave-
guts left, right and centre.
Dave, is she okay, Dave?
She's fine.
Yeah,
So
silent violence or not?
for now,
There's a lot of other people to blame it on. So, like when
that's
it's just
true.
you and one other person, you know, you can't go anywhere, nowhere to move.
All right, well, let's go on to Fairley in Two Rocks. Hey, Fairley.
Hey, how you going?
Good, Fairley.
All right, Ali's ready to learn. What have we got?
Right, Ali, I'm sorry to tell you this, darling, because nobody told me about this when I was pregnant 4 years ago, and here we are today, still happening. But hemorrhoids, sis, they're coming.
Hemorrhoids are coming.
hemorrhoids are coming.
And there's nothing
grapes
you
are
can do
coming.
about it.
The grapes are coming.
The grapes of wrath.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness.
They're on the vine,
That
ready to be
way
picked.
On your growing uterus, I'm sorry. I mean, girl, it's been 4 years postpartum, and they're still hanging around.
You're lying. No.
Can I say, Fairly, Ali just beforehand, Ali was talking about, she goes, oh my God, I've heard people get hemorrhoids. And you're terrified of the hemis, aren't you?
I'm scared of a hemi.
Yeah.
Fairly, at what point did they kick in?
I mean, it's been a long time now, but mate, when you're getting bigger, all
Yeah,
that
okay.
way, and then obviously when you're pushing a baby out,
Yes.
they'll tell you to push like you're doing a number two, and it's scary.
And sometimes you do
Pop
do a
out.
number
Yeah,
two, don't
yeah,
you,
yeah.
during in the process,
Yeah.
Ellie?
Because
I think that's the
as you're trying to push your baby out, your
Yeah,
baby's
you
going to
do.
be hanging on to the hemorrhoids.
You can get a cut, though.
Like it's water skiing because it doesn't want to get out.
It's like that handle that you use in the car to pull yourself out if you
Yeah,
can't.
the baby
Yeah.
go, I'm not getting out of
Yeah.
here. It's great.
Ellie, look at Ellie's face.
You're going to get hemis.
Oh my gosh.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
So we're chatting to Matt Ebden, who took out the Australian Open title in doubles.
Matt, $730,000 was the first prize check, right? So you come back
Was
to
it?
WA.
So you've
Hey,
got
mate, look at the Rolex on your wrist. It was.
so you've got to split it, obviously.
Yeah, you got to split it. But does that just go, okay, that buys me a year on the circuit or a couple and I can do this, this and that? Or do you get a chance to
Have some fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it pays for a few grocery bills at
Yeah.
Coles or Woolies,
Yep.
you know.
Only a few at the
There's
moment.
been great inflation, so we know that. Life's expensive, and, you know, obviously my wife travels with me and we have a child, so, you know, I guess it goes into investing in our future, but of course into a lot of champagne and celebrations
good.
for a
least
good
some.
week at
But
least.
to be honest, Sean, the majority of the money went to 2 bunches of seedless grapes.
They are so expensive. Seedless grapes.
Who can
Settle
afford
down and
grapes?
buy,
No,
and
that's
buy
true.
one bunch. Come on. Tennis baby, have they started playing tennis yet?
A little bit. We got him a little swing ball in the backyard
Cute.
for Christmas. He started that. He has his little.
Has he got any form?
Few little bats. Not.
I mean, we need to Serena
really.
Williams
He
this
can
stuff,
hit
you
it.
know what I
He
mean?
can do it. He's always had a really good throw, but he can't catch for some reason yet.
Oh, you don't have to.
Yeah.
That's not important
Yeah,
in
true,
tennis.
true, true.
And Matt, the other thing I was always wondering, right, so you're travelling around the world and, you know, you're doing it for a long, long time, but you always come back here to Perth. For some reason, I always think, shouldn't you be living in Monte
Monaco.
Carlo?
To be honest, we've tried and looked all around the world for 20 years. We lived out of Florida one year near Fort Lauderdale or Boca. We was based in London during the year, in the middle of the year, based in the States other parts of the year. But and for years we tried to think, where can we live even while tennis career, but nowhere did it for us. Ended up at the end of months or those years feeling really burnt out and wrecked and just missing our family, our friends, and missing Perth and home, Australia particularly, but Perth. I mean, you guys know the lifestyle here. It's second to
it's
none.
easy.
Yeah.
But you take it for granted, I guess, when you're here.
You do,
Yeah.
mate,
Yeah.
you do. I hear people going, oh, yeah, but Perth, it's this, it's that. I'm like, mate, go and travel for a few years. Go see what's out there.
Yep.
Yeah,
You'll
you'll
come
be
running
back.
Was
Yeah.
Florida just full of alligators?
Yes, actually. Trained at a lot of tennis resorts and golf course tennis resorts. And on the banks of the greens are alligators.
Yeah.
No joke. And outside your condo or your townhouse apartment,
Alligators.
on the golf course, on the lake, are alligators like 5 meters from your front lawn.
Yeah.
No fences, no nothing.
No.
You're just meant to be watch out.
So do you walk past them just like they're dogs?
Yeah, they just sleep there. They just lay in the sun.
Yeah.
They don't really move, but you don't really want to go close. They do take a dog now and then. There was a
Yes.
Disneyland in Florida. I remember
Yes.
Well, even sometimes you got to be careful with the children and
Do they take your balls?
Oh.
I hope not.
His missus already got them.
That's true.
Oh, well, Matt, this is fantastic.
Yeah,
We were
congratulations.
super proud of you. That was amazing the other night. And you've got many more doubles Grand Slams to be won between the two of you. This is going to be awesome.
I mean, I hope so. That's obviously the plan. But, you know, as I've figured out, these Grand Slams are super hard to win. The margins are super fine. Even first round, we played two really good Aussies.
Yes.
Yep.
We were down break points in the third set, could have lost. Played a super tiebreak in the semis against some really good players. I mean, yeah, the level is so high, the margins are literally 1 or 2 points
Yeah.
here and there. Things need to go your way. Even if you're the favourite expected to win, you really need things to go your way just to be able to get there. So
A lot of tiebreakers, that's for sure.
Yeah. Good work. Well done.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
We're discussing when things melted due to the extreme heat, inspired by the extreme heat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're backing it up again
Yeah,
today.
41
know.
today, yeah.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, how are you?
Great, Shannon. So things melt. It sucks. What happened?
Okay, so imagine this. I'm in Broome.
Yeah.
It's 44.7 degrees.
Yes.
I get into my car to go to work, and I had an old Holden. No, it was a little Barina. So it had a tape deck.
Yes.
And the only tape I had was an AC/DC tape, and it had melted into the dashboard, all the middle, all the tape, the whole lot. And my favourite song was Ain't No Fun When You're Out to Be a Millionaire. It was the first song, and I'm so upset because it used to get me revved for work, and it melted on the dashboard.
Shannon,
Oh, my God.
that's terrible. How bloody hell?
That's hot.
44.7.
When it melts in the tape deck. Do you know what I mean? Like
And
it wasn't
also-
sitting on
Like
top
the middle had
of...
just gone into the dashboard and stuck to it.
There are a lot of different plastics in that product. So for it to be hot enough to melt all that.
All of them, yeah.
I
is
was so
insane.
upset. It was
Wow.
my only AC/DC tape.
Yeah, no, I can hear the devastation.
Remember
They're still not
putting
over
a
it.
tape in a tape
Yes,
deck?
I do.
Then rewinding it.
And then it'll play, and then you had a really good stereo back in
If
the
you
day
didn't
if
have
it
to
just
flip
skipped
it,
over.
yeah.
Shaun.
Happy
Didn't know
days.
that was possible.
Shannon, thank you. Jeff's in Forestfield. Hello.
Good morning. How are we all?
Hey, good, Jeff.
We're good,
Bit
buddy.
hot. What melted due to the heat?
Wedding photos and the baby photo albums.
What?
What happened?
Yep,
What happened?
all stuck together. Pretty much ruined all the photos.
Where were they to melt?
Just in the cupboards in the house, up top of a sort of sliding cupboard in the.
That happened in your house.
Jeff, it was that bloody hot.
Yeah. We're in an old weatherboard house in Inaloo years ago.
Yeah.
And obviously no aircon, and obviously weatherboard doesn't keep the heat out. So,
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
we came home and really didn't know, but a few weeks later we realised we were looking for sunshine to show photos to someone and realised that they're all stuck together, all just melted.
Theoretically, you should be able to cook a cake in that cupboard,
Well,
right?
honestly-
If it's hot enough to
honestly-
melt them, yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, the wife wasn't too happy. She lost all
No.
the wedding photos, all the kids' photos.
So was it actually? So was it the plastic that was in the album?
The little plastic films in the
That you put the photos into. Yeah.
Does anyone have any photo? Does everyone have photo albums anymore?
No.
Do you sure you would?
No,
Sean?
we probably have old ones that we've. That they'll be
Maybe
there.
now
albums,
people
and
make
then you would-
photo books now.
And then you would hand someone your photo
Yeah.
album, and then they just flip through and disinterested.
Of your holiday pictures.
Jeff, how did you sleep at night in that house? You were talking about living in there as well with no aircon.
We went to the beach a lot at night time.
Yeah, that were the noise in the dunes you didn't go over to,
Yeah,
Sean.
whatever you
I
do to
wanted to,
get
though, now.
through. Thanks, Jeff. Elise is in Safety Bay. Hello.
Hi.
Hey,
All right,
Elise.
Elise, what melted?
So I did a grocery shop one day, as you do, took my bags inside. But I bought one of those dog food rolls.
Yes.
And I didn't realise that it had rolled under my seat. And I forgot about it.
So we're talking like a knobberplony, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I didn't realise for a couple of days later, and I was like, what is that smell? And I got my housemate, I'm like, can you come and smell my car? 'Cause I swear it smells weird. And she was like, yeah, it's disgusting. I went looking, and it had rolled under my driver's seat, and it actually exploded.
Oh, my
there.
God, Elise, that's disgusting.
Oh, my God.
It took months to get the smell out.
So was any of the form of the knob still present, or was it just like an
liquefied kind of thing?
There was some, but it was almost like someone had put a bomb in it, and it was split down the middle, and it all come out.
Oh, that's tough
so
to clean
gross.
too.
It was hard to get all the bits out.
Now,
Extraordinary.
the only way I think you can successfully clean that up is to let the dog in there.
Yes, exactly. Hope it's small enough to get under the seat.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean in podcast form.
So we're just hanging out with our mate comedian Geraldine Hickey. We will be putting people on the list to head to see Taylor Swift in Melbourne coming up after 8 o'clock. I know. And have you got tickets? You going? You a
mate.
Swiftie?
Oh, put me on the list.
Yeah.
I don't win your spot on the list.
I think it's really hard to find someone that doesn't want to go to Taylor Swift and be part of it. Did you see that they are frightened that she's going to be affecting the US election?
Yes.
Yeah, I did see that.
Good on her.
Yeah, they said that her endorsement could change the outcome.
That is unbelievable.
They're discussing it on political shows. Imagine her.
I know.
Sitting there going, are they serious? Like,
They reckon that she's put on 335 million.
Pounds? Oh my gosh, she looks so good though.
How does she
she carries it well, as long as you can carry it well.
Onto the Kansas City Chiefs' value
Yeah,
of their
right.
football club.
That's extraordinary, isn't it?
Yeah. Big time stuff. Geraldine, can you tell us about your show, actually?
Yes, I
because
can.
it's got nothing to do with the hair, as Amy put on our rundown sheet.
That's all right. The show's called Don't Chase Me About My Gloves. And that's how you say it. Don't Chase Me About My Gloves. Because I have, last year I discovered I have this thing called Raynaud's.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Do you know
yes.
it?
I do know what you're talking about, yeah.
Do you have it?
No.
But anyway, I've
What
got
is it?
What is it?
Okay, so Raynaud's, it's a condition where your blood vessels in your extremities, usually your fingers and toes, constrict,
Yeah.
and it causes pain, tingling, numbness,
And your fingertips go really white, don't they?
causes
Yeah.
discoloration. Or sometimes purple.
yeah,
How
right.
does that? That just started happening out of
They
nowhere.
don't know. They don't know what causes
Can you catch it?
No.
No.
Nathan's moving away, everyone.
But that's the thing. There's primary and secondary. Like the primary one, they don't know what causes it, and it mostly affects women.
That's why you've never heard of it.
I heard this thing called a period the other day too. I was like, why do women love full stops so much? Anyway, keep going.
But then, obviously, we just, because you know what we're like, we just go,
just get on with it.
That's fine. I'll just put my fingers in my pocket. And that's the other reason why our pockets aren't very deep. We just need to warm the fingertips.
Ladies.
Yeah.
Ladies, mate.
Yeah.
So I've got this, and I discovered that, because I had never heard of it, and I realised that a lot of people had never heard of it, and now, because I get these cold, it's overreaction to the cold, so now I've got to wear gloves when it's not cold enough to wearing gloves.
Okay.
Oh my God, because I saw a woman this morning, and you know how hot it is here in Perth. She had a beanie and a scarf on, walking along the side of the world. So she must, So gloves. So what sort of gloves?
I'm not wearing gloves in this hellscape. That's fine. But I'm wearing gloves. So now I have to jump and go, don't talk to me about my gloves. And because I've.
But don't you live in like a particularly cold part of Victoria? You're down in Gippsland, aren't you? Yeah.
What sort of gloves do you wear though? You're wearing the
I've got
serial
multiple
killer.
gloves. I've got some murdering gloves.
Would you go a mitten?
No, because I want to use my fingers. Yeah.
When you're killing someone, Nat.
Yeah, because this is the worst thing about it. Like because when it gets really bad, it's like it's so numb. I've got no feelings in my fingers, and if you can't feel your fingers, you can't use your fingers.
And it's actually quite hard to pick stuff up as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you have to do it? And I'm a lesbian.
No, you need your fingers.
I need my fingers.
Yeah, you do. You do.
If I'm at Bunnings, I need to text my wife.
That's
what I was thinking about, texting
what size
Bunnings.
Bolts do we need to get for those nuts that we got earlier?
As if you don't know. Come on. Don't lie to the audience. Have you ever asked the person that works in Bunnings where something is and they know exactly where it is at all times?
Yeah, that's their job.
No, it's a...
I know, but they're like Rain Man, 56 seconds.
You can show them. You can go in there with like a tiny screw and they go, yeah, got that. And they walk up there and without even flinching, they go to exactly the same spot. It's amazing. They're very good staff. They know what they're doing.
They do. What is it about comedians and rural living? Because we had Tom Gleeson in yesterday, who lives in Romsey.
Yes.
And of course, you live in the country too.
We had Lawrence on.
Yes, Lawrence Mooney's moved to the country.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Will.
Cheaper housing.
The serenity.
No, well, I move out there because my wife works out there. So,
yes.
And I love it because when I go home, I'm living my dream of being a housewife.
Yes. Oh, that was your dream, was it?
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
Just like the idea of like getting up and
putting
doing
on an
a couple
apron.
of chores.
Yes, popping a load of washing on.
It's a beautiful day for
good drying day.
Yeah.
Did you ever lean into that?
I'm leaning into it now.
So are you baking and stuff?
No, not baking, but I'll have a look for something to dinner and then pop down to the shops and then get things ready. Mow the lawns. Oh my gosh!
What's your local shop?
Oh, we've got options. We've got all the big supermarkets.
Do you?
Yeah.
You got Aldi around you, have you?
I love Aldi.
Me too. Are you a sucker for the special buys?
Yes. I love a browse.
Yeah, me too. I love to go in that section and just see what's happening because, sometimes you don't know you'd need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I do need that shelf to go over my toilet.
Exactly.
Those toilet shelves and people have got things displayed above where you're crapping.
I know. It doesn't.
No, weird.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Shaun.
We are discussing working from home, inspired by the guy from the Bureau of Meteorology, who turns out was doing his job from Austin, Texas, and that was not allowed.
Yeah.
He'd gone on a holiday. Yep. We're still checking in, and they're like, no, we need you to be in the country.
Oh, they were saying it was snowing and stuff like that. So, in the Northern Hemisphere.
I have to say, I love this song in the background. Yes. Hey, Nadia.
Hi.
Hi. So,
Nadia.
working from home, it's a mythical creature to us.
Yes.
But we love hearing it when people aren't actually working from home. Is this you or someone else?
This is about me.
Okay, hit us up. What happened?
So I got a job kind of during COVID in 2021 when I was living in England.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a job working from home. I didn't have to go into the office.
Yes.
A few months after getting the job, we decided to move to Australia.
Yes.
And I told my the boss directly, who I reported to,
I think I'm moving to Australia. She said, you know what, that's fine. Take the laptop and you continue to work from there.
What?
But she didn't tell anyone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I eventually, along the journey, she left the job. So I continued to work for a year and a half.
And no one knew.
Well, no one knew. So I was living in
It's like she
Australia.
never comes to the Christmas party.
Yeah, no. And then they started to do a reshuffle after she left and somebody else left, and they were like, we want everyone to come into the office. And they were like,
That's going to be a bit of a commute.
Yeah, isn't it just?
and I'm like, no, I can't. They were like, what are you doing in Australia? Who knew you were in Australia? How did you get to Australia? And, needless to say, they let me go, and I had to return the laptop.
Nadia, did you get 18 months out of this?
I got 18 months.
Can I
That's
say,
amazing.
you are getting a standing ovation
I mean,
for that. That is
but
amazing.
also, you didn't do anything wrong.
She didn't. She let someone know.
You informed your supervisor. It's on them that the company didn't know, but good on you.
You informed someone, that's okay.
Yeah. You weren't being sly or sneaky
God,
about
but
it.
everyone you work with must have gone, God, that Nadia's a snob.
Never comes to any functions.
She never wants to do anything.
Jeanette's birthday on Thursday. She won't be there.
She won't put in for the present.
Oh, God, I got Nadia for the Secret Santa. We'll get nothing again this year.
Thanks, Nadia. Josh is in Secret Harbour. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Good,
Josh.
buddy. Okay, have you worked from home or are you jobbing someone else in?
No, I work from home yet.
Okay, talk us through it.
Yeah, so basically, one day I had to have a Zoom call with the people I work for, and it was a bit, how you doing? Because I wasn't home at the time, so I didn't quite know what to do because I had to really speak to them. So I got my partner to video call me, and she screen recorded a video record like on phone call when we were talking, and she just put the phone up to the Zoom call, and no one thought it was anything out of the ordinary.
So they thought you were there because...
recorded message.
Josh, you have completely gamed the system. Well done.
Yeah, they thought I was there and I was talking to them because I wasn't saying much. I was just like kind of nodding my head and just, yep, okay. So, yeah, they didn't really catch on to what was was going on, and it kind of worked out perfectly.
It's lucky there were no follow-up questions, but yes,
Josh.
that's amazing.
Hey, Josh, so, Josh, what were you out doing? Was it a bit of fun?
Well, I don't know if I should be saying that over the radio.
Oh, were you on the job?
Yeah, mate. No, I was on the job, but I was actually out with the boys at the pub.
Out with the boys.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. I was going to say, otherwise, if he's on the job, Nathan, his girlfriend was at home.
know.
So that's really big trouble. Big trouble.
Good thinking.
Thanks, Josh.
Oh, that was great.
Sneaky.
Well, you know what? Congratulations to all of you. And
We're
anyone
jealous.
that works from home still. I mean, just give me some.
Yeah, a lot of people getting things done and having a good bloody time doing
out
it.
with the boys.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun in podcast form.
Special guest in the studio, everybody, here for Fringe World.
Such a thrill.
Tom Gleeson.
Hi, Tom Gleeson.
Hey, Tom.
Thanks for having me back. It's great to be here. Did a show last night.
Did you?
And got heckled by an audience member. No. And at the end of my show, I always invite people to tell me what they didn't believe about the show. And someone yelled out, that you're 49. Which, could be an insult, could be a compliment.
Massive compliment.
How did you take it?
Well, I said to him, well, how old do you think I am? And then he went, 49. He was the most gutless heckler I've ever faced. Ever. He had a shot and then just walked it straight back.
Yeah.
You don't respect that either.
No.
You don't respect that.
No.
We're talking about how
Go all in.
We're talking about how you're a lovely guy, but the thing I love about that is
Shut up, mate.
Yes, that. That's what I love about it. He's a lovely guy, but he's got the insult pistols ready to go. They locked and loaded, and he's got the bullet just for you.
Yeah, good on you. Yeah, I'm really lovely. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Hey, Tom, I love the fact that the ABC have actually made a funny promo for your show.
Yes.
Where you're just riding your bike and everybody's screaming hard at you.
Yeah, that's based on my life. That's what happens.
Yeah.
I get people yell hard at me all the time.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, I don't know, you could argue is a compliment. Yeah, especially early in the morning.
But when you're just trying to go about go to the post office and go about your business.
Yeah, well, people may have seen the promo. I'm just like, I'm trying to go about about my holiday, and people are yelling hard at me, and it's and it is a good promo. And the reason it's a good promo is because our production company made it and the ABC didn't.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we made it and we gifted it to the ABC, and they said thank you, and that's why it's the best promo they've ever had on air.
Well, surely they didn't pay for it. I'm sure there would have been.
No, they didn't. I'm paying for it with this tour.
Yeah.
Go and see him.
How many? Because you've been doing your Australia tour as well.
Yeah.
You're going to Adelaide. You've been Coffs Harbour.
I'm going to Adelaide. I've already. Some people think that I come to Perth just to warm up a show.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Not true.
Like international artists often start their world tour in Perth.
Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't. He comes over here and performs because he feels sorry for us.
That's right. It's a charity case. But international artists often come here. Often the musicians are reading the lyrics.
Yes.
You know, because they haven't learnt them yet.
Yeah.
Not me. I started this tour in Newcastle, in New South Wales, in June.
Yes.
That was the dirty cloth that I polished up this gold on.
Yes.
I'm here locked and loaded.
This
My show's ready to
so
go.
Polished, it's not funny.
It's beautiful. It's a 5-star turd ready to go.
Talking about 5-star, you are, I think we all agree, you're A-list. He's A-list.
Oh, yeah.
You're A-list
You're a
Australian.
gold Logie winner.
I'm as A-list as you can get without being papped.
Yeah.
Because I'm on the ABC, I'm pap-proof.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
So there's no paparazzi following me around because they, who's going to look at the picture, unless they try to get Daily Mail into retirement villages, no one cares.
Are you always hoping though? So you're holding an interesting book and drink one of those green juices?
Yeah.
You know how they always and they're caught? Oh, how
Got your
embarrassing.
Stanley Cup ready to go.
I mean, if I get papped one day, it'll be mowing my lawn like Tracy Grimshaw when they used to get her mowing the lawn. I'm the right on.
So look at him. He's mowing his lawn.
So do you live any part of an A-list lifestyle? Because we know that, we know a lot of people, they lean into it, I'm sure Delta Goodrum, leans into it. What's your life like? What are your life choices? What are your life choices?
There's nothing to my life that's A-list, really. I mean, I've got lounge access at Virgin, but even that annoys me. I should be in the President's Lounge.
That's a point.
I go to the Virgin Lounge and it's selfie central, and not once does a staff member tap me on the shoulder and saying, "Come with us, there's a better room to go to."
Yeah, right.
And I've asked for it, and they don't let me in.
No.
And it's annoying. And they let in backbenchers and senators. People who no one knows who they are.
No one's going to bother them.
They could go into general population. It will be fine.
Yes.
They could be out at the terminal.
Yep.
Who cares?
Yeah.
We're on a flight. Remember, we're going to Canberra, right? To go and have dinner at the lodge with the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
We
the
barely
Prime
bring it
Minister,
up.
he could be out on the terminal. No one would care.
Getting booed.
all of the backbenchers and all these politicians, they were losing their mind that we were actually having a private dinner. They said they've never been to the lodge and all that sort of stuff. So it's true. Why do they get Virgin access?
It's unbelievable. And I've seen them sneak into the door. There's a little sneaky door at the airport where you just sneak in.
Really?
Yeah.
And I tried it. I thought I might as well. You never know. I might have been given entry and I forgot.
Didn't know.
I tapped it. Didn't work.
Yeah.
And
He finds it hard.
Yeah, someone behind me said, "Getting a bit too big for your boots." I'm like, piss off, mate.
Tom, all the shows we get to see you do on telly are fantastic, but would you rather do comedy and stand-up?
Oh, well,
it's fun.
Well, it's fun doing stand-up live because you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
I find. People say you can't say what you like anymore. But I found you can. Well, you can say whatever you like so long as you're prepared to live with the consequences.
Yeah, that's right.
And I am.
Yeah.
So I just say whatever.
You don't care.
One day someone's going to film a bit of the show and I'll be fired. And I don't care.
Hey, Louis C.K. is fine. Do you know what I mean? All that stuff he did.
You'll get back out there.
His career is still going
I put it to you
gangbusters.
that I'm cancel-proof.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's a challenge.
Yeah.
I did read an article the other day, the suggestion that cancel culture will be cancelled soon.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I think
Do you think we're getting too woke for our boots?
Well, Bill Cosby's touring. So I'm not joking. Bill Cosby is touring.
Prisons or not?
No, he's out. He's been touring a live show,
And people are going.
People are going.
Women aren't going, are they?
Oh, it's men only.
I was going to say, you'd be covering your drink.
Yes, men only. Drinks covered.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Tom Gleason's in town performing his show Gear at the Heath Ledger Theatre.
Yeah, the weekend's pretty much sold out. So if you want to come tonight or Thursday.
Or tomorrow, yeah.
Did the gold loading really affect ticket sales?
Yeah, I think it did because I won a lot of fans on that night who had never heard of me. Because a lot of people thought, I have no idea who this person is, but geez, I like their attitude.
Yeah, one of those was not Amanda Keller, I take it. Have you kissed and made up?
Oh, yeah. We've long since made up, and it's all fine. We've had a peace offering.
It was one of the most joyful things to watch all the celebrities get angry and saying you're making a mockery of the Logies. It's like mockery of the Logies.
The Logies is a mockery of itself. It's a parody,
well,
surely.
It's not awkward anymore for me because Amanda Keller doesn't get invited anymore. So I've survived.
Where do you keep the Logie? Where is it?
Oh, it's just in my office on the desk. So because when I'm just working away, I look at it every now and then and just remind myself how many people I pissed off and that I've done a great job.
Great.
You've done a great job.
We've been talking about comedians seem to go rural, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, because we had Lawrence Mooney in here the other week, and he was living up in the Highlands, and Marty Sheargold was living out of town.
Ross Noble
was living out of town.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to tell everyone particularly exactly where you live. So you do live in a lovely country town, but
everyone knows it's Romsey.
Okay, Romsey.
Everyone in the town knows where I live too. They're like, he lives there.
well, of course you live there because you live next to a landmark. Tell everyone what you live next to.
I live next door to a pub.
So you live
unbelievable
on the main street.
On the main
next
street,
door to the pub.
Next door pub. It's the
Shaun,
best.
can you imagine?
Well, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine the missus just yelling out.
Yeah, I know.
From the pub.
Just come home.
Dinner time.
No, well,
I'll be home after the last.
I'm fine. My wife's usually at the pub drunk as well.
I was going to say, Shaun.
But you know what? It's so close. Sometimes I want to drive home as a challenge. Because it's so close, I can eyeball the fact there's no RBT between me and the house. And I could probably drive through the back fence and it's like I'm on private land the whole way.
Are you there all the time?
It's a bit dangerous, yeah. I hold a lot of meetings there.
Yeah, right.
With yourself.
Yeah.
I used to live just over the road. I used to live in a townhouse right next door to KFC, and then I'd smell the KFC breeze come through, which is beautiful. But I would get into my car, go down to the garage, get in my car, and go to the drive-through.
Yeah.
My balcony overlooked the drive-through.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, but I'm looking at the menu. This is nice.
Yeah,
I love the menu.
Yeah,
it's a great
the
pub.
Romsey pub.
What's the go-to then? Okay, what's the go-to on the menu at the Romsey pub?
Oh, me? I'd usually go the steak.
Yeah, good.
Right,
I always get steak. It's pretty boring. I find myself ordering it more than once a day.
Are you a medium rare kind of guy? Or?
Yeah, medium rare.
Yeah, good.
There's a
Love an eye fillet.
There's a $42 steak, a 56, a 50, and a 52. You go the 52 because you're A-list.
Yeah, I go the expensive one.
Because
I just got to rub my wealth in people's faces. That's how you win yourself over to a country town.
He's on fancy ABC money.
And then I remind everyone that it's taxpayer funded. That's where the money came from. And I point out to the whole town, all your taxes are paying for my steak. Worship me! Anyway, they love me in my town.
What sauce do you go for?
Peppercorn sauce.
I would too.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's solid. It's always...
Tom, at the local pub, do you actually play the drums?
Yeah, I do play the drums.
So you ever played at the pub?
Well, kind of, because I've got a drum kit in my house, and if I leave the window open, technically I'm playing drums at the pub.
Right. So you put a sign outside the window, now performing.
Put a bit of chalkboard out in front of the house.
Pa-rum-pa-pum-pum.
How did you get into comedy? Over the journey, we've met a lot of comedians, and they all seem to have been lawyers at some stage, right?
Yeah, or they did it at university because they were, didn't want to be a doctor.
But you're a maths guy and a physics guy.
I did a science degree and I started doing comedy there. But I wasn't one of these lawyers who moved into comedy. No, I was already pursuing something that I liked. See, all these lawyers who become comedians, they hate themselves doing law and then they hate themselves as comedians.
Right.
I'm different. I'm quite happy with myself.
I love myself doing anything. That's amazing. That's a great attitude.
Bloody oath, mate.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.